Hey guys, welcome back. It's day 15, so kind of an interesting little milestone as far as the way that I'm looking at it. Day 15. It's the beginning of the second week. It's also, the middle of the first month, and I feel good about sticking with it. My last couple of videos have been, a little not much there. Just, wasn't in the mood really to do the video. Didn't really have much to talk about. However, I did accomplish them. I did make them. I did keep it going. Even like yesterday's video was just silly. But I mean, sometimes it's nice to take a step back, a step away from things. Have those almost like a small little failure that reboots the system and gets you set up for the next achievement. And I think that's true of success in some ways. Is you take a couple steps forward and a step back, a couple steps forward and a step back, and as long as that step back, for me anyway, as long as that step back doesn't turn into 2 or 3 steps back and then quitting or however it works, I'm okay. As long as that's kind of the line that I see that the progress goes sometimes. A little bit forward, fall back, a little bit forward, fall back, and then before you know it, I'm at the end of the goal. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. It's day 15, 2 weeks in. The interesting thing is, after 2 weeks, everything just kind of feels normal. And initially, when I started doing this, it was kind of a shock to the system. Changing the diet, and getting up early, doing the running thing, and doing the video thing. And now everything just feels like it's supposed to happen. It's I don't want to use the word routine because it's anything but routine. That's kind of the situation I'm in now with routine. When I use the word routine, to me it has a little bit of a derogatory connotation. When I'm speaking about life, when life is routine to me, I feel like it's not being lived. So this is a little bit different. I don't want to use the word routine, and it doesn't feel like a routine. It's just little things that I need to do every day to get towards that main goal. The one thing I decided, I want to change two things that I want to start working on a little bit differently. My initial perspective was get things going, get the ball rolling, and then let it grow from there. Well, today, being the start of the second week, I stepped up my running pattern a little bit. At the beginning of this, I think I told you I was trotting along at about 4.5 miles per hour. It's pretty tough to get a mile. Actually, the first day I had to run and walk a little bit, even to accomplish that. But then I graduated and gradually got up to the point where I was running 5 miles an hour. So today I just kicked it up 5.1 and 1/10 of a mile faster. I mean, I can do that. That's no problem. And then instead of running a mile, I upped another put 2 more tenths of a mile on there. Keep in mind, I haven't run in years. It may sound silly to the person training for a marathon, but it's the small steps, and it's what I'm comfortable with, and it's what I'm going to do to make the change. I do know that as that in order to augment something, you do have to make small steps, and it seemed like the right time. So now my goal is 1.2 miles, at least 1.2 miles every day. No slower than 5.1, and I do take it up here and there. I'm running on 6.5. I've even crossed the threshold of 7 for a good 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Not much, but it's there. It's getting my body used to moving like that again. My legs are real tight. Even though I've been stretching every day, I'm kind of feeling it now. Actually, it came from doing the yard work. I think it was interesting when I was doing the yard work a few days back. It's a lot of bending over, picking things up. I was jumping up and down off of a small embankment into the little bit of a beach that's behind our house, and I think I felt really good. My legs prior to that have been feeling a lot more flexible and a lot bouncier than normal, and I think I got a little carried away, and I'm paying for it now, but I can definitely feel my legs aren't right. They haven't come back. And past thought it might be a good excuse to take a day off from running. Let kind of one of those letting the legs heal kind of things, but I don't want to do that. I think a mile should be easy enough that it's, even with the muscles being tight, it's doable and it can be done. I kind of went out with that attitude, and I really want to try to make a point to go as long as I can getting running every day. So that's a good motivation for that. The other thing I want to start doing a little bit differently is just talking about things that I come across and some things that I'm studying or trying to learn about, those kind of things, and document them here, so that I can, if I come back to these videos, I haven't really been coming back to them, but I know at some point I'll come back and look over the videos to see where I was in April or May or whatever the case might be. And I figure if I talk about some things that I've heard, or some tools or something, I may have forgotten it by then, and it'll be good to hear it again. It's always good to have that. For me, it's always good to have that regurgitation of knowledge, something that I'm already aware of. But to hear it again, sometimes it kind of sparks that. Oh yeah, that kind of mentality. One thing that I heard today, it was kind of interesting, and it was interesting because I never actually heard it before, and it made so much sense. At first, it just sounded absurd. It was one of those kind of things, but I was listening to something, and someone said, read if you really want to learn something. If you really want to take some information and you're reading it, read it out loud. I've never heard that before, and went on to elaborate. Apparently, this is just. Whether or not this is true, I don't know. This is just information I heard someone else say. But apparently, Abraham Lincoln, when he was a part of a law team, when he was a lawyer, used to drive his fellow attorneys nuts, because he would come in every morning and read the paper out loud to himself. And it sounds like such an absurd thing. I can only imagine how annoying it would be to someone that doesn't understand the reason why. But Abe said that if he reads something out loud to himself, he retains about twice as much. And it's so peculiar, because I noticed that doing these little, video, whatever, if it's a video blog, I actually call it a podcast sometimes. I know it's not a podcast. I mean, it could be if I knew how to upload it into the iPod playset or however that works. But it's just it's a video. It's a small video blog. But I noticed that talking to myself openly, speaking out loud when I talk to myself, seems to have a stronger effect. Seems to really strengthen any ideas that I have. Seems to let me work out my thoughts a little bit clearer. Now, I run around all day pretty much having a conversation with myself inside my head, weighing thoughts, thinking about things, those kind of things. I'm sure a lot of us do. I'm constantly in conversation with myself. But to sit and record it, it kind of forces me to openly have a conversation with myself, and just the amplitude of it, just the fact that it's coming out of the interior, really seems to add a weight to it. So if there's something I really want to learn, I'm going to read it out loud from now on. And I think that there's something about reading it out loud too. To hear yourself. For me, it's like I'm taking it in on a different level. I can read a little bit differently. Sometimes when I read something, I get so caught up in the act of reading that I don't really pay attention. I notice that about myself. The concentration sometimes, it's just I can sometimes it's kind of like running. I can see the end of the page and I'm halfway through it, and I concentrate more on finishing the page than I do on paying attention to what's being said. So something I'm going to try, just reading out loud. What was the other thing? There was another thing, but I think I've lost it. But anyway, it's day 15, still keeping it going. Oh, I lost a pound! Woo! I forgot, this is Wednesday, it's weigh-in day. I lost a pound. And at first I was really just kind of discouraged by that. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I'm running every day, I'm eating better than I have in my entire life, and I lost a pound in 1 week. But then I thought, it's 365-day journey, that's 52 weeks. If I average a pound a week, that's 52 pounds. a year from now, I'm going to be right there, right where I need to be, about 175. So I'm good with that. I think that I alluded to that in another podcast where other times when I was on a goal of weight loss, I found myself weighing myself every day, and I would get encouraged by losing a pound, pound and a half, whatever the case might be, and just seeing the drop. And then there would be those days where the weight would go back 2 pounds or 3 pounds, water retention or whatever it is. But that was always so discouraging to me that wouldn't, I would just move on from there. So looking at this a little bit differently now, I see the long goal, I see the long process. Just sticking to the small goals. Oops, sorry about that. I had another little phone call interruption in the middle of the video log. Why does that happen to me? Anyway, that's kind of it for today. Yeah, I think that's good. Just starting the second half of the month, starting week 2, kind of a reboot, a reassessment of what I'm doing. Trying to figure out what I can do to incorporate more things into what I'm doing to take it to the next step. Just as progress goes. The first day I was just blind as a bat, and now I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, even though it's just the beginning. I know the light's there. I know what I'm driving towards. How can I step it up? So I talked about the 2 things I'm going to be concentrating on as far as stepping it up. That's working on my speed and my stamina as far as running goes, boosting up the speed and boosting up the distance, and then starting to incorporate more things that I've picked up throughout the day, things that I can share, and things that I might want to come back to and hear again. So for me today, read out loud if I really want to learn it. Run a little bit faster, a little bit longer. Don't be discouraged by small achievements that I was expecting more from. Because in the end it's still an achievement. In the end it's still a success of staying with my diet for a week and my running for a week, even though I only lost 1 pound. The big achievement is not in that 1 pound. The big achievement is in the continuation of the process. Those are the ideas. Kind of a reboot, restart, refresh. Come back at it. That's 2 more weeks. Let's take this 2-week chunk. And it might be something I'll start doing is looking at the time in months and weeks and days. But let's see where I'm at 2 weeks from now. What kind of progress I've made. See if these videos have faltered as they started to falter here in the last couple of days. Let's see if they've grown stronger, more valuable. What will the future bring? I don't know. I have no idea, but I know what I want, and that's 99% of it. So now I know. Now I know where I want it to go. So anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, what are you doing today? Thanks.